Welcome back, YouTube. It is your boy Chico Moore, Glazemob podcast. Look, check this out. So I know I've been on hiatus for like 2 weeks. Been having some stuff going on, trying to, work on my craft so I can push out banger after banger after banger after banger. But we're back, y'all. We back. I'm back to the roots of the Glazemob industry, where we're gonna be catching up on what's been going on with all the football moves, all the fantasy moves. But we got a special announcement. So this video will not be sponsored by these people, but ladies and gentlemen, my girlfriend Val is actually sponsored by this brand. So she's going to talk to you a little bit more about these people, where you can get the product from, different discounts. So I had to tap in and get me a little shipment. So we're going to do a little quick unboxing before we get into the video. But why I go look, because my dumb ass forgot to bring a knife. Babe is going to come in here and talk to you about this partnership that she just had. Babe, get your butt in here.
Hi y'all, I'm back with him in this video. So yeah, like he was saying, I am an ambassador for BuckedUP. I currently have a code that's 20% off every time you try and order with BuckedUP. Code is Martinez34, and he will link it in the description box. It really wasn't like a plan to become an ambassador. Like, it really just happened, and it's been like something that I've been wanting to be a part of because I've been taking their supplements for a while now. So I'm super excited for this. I'm super excited to see what he got, because I know he ordered me some stuff too, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, all right, y'all. So we are back. Package received, knife in hand. Like I said, like Babe was saying, we're gonna put that description in the shit below, so you guys can help out, get some product, get some supplements, whatever you need. All right, so first I got these BuckedUP fleece lined shorts. These are dark gray, pretty straight. Oh, packaging. Nice shit for the gym, y'all. Nice little logo. Boom. Next up, I got some hydrator bottle. Where I work at, Babe, Val's always been telling me I need to drink way more water than what I do. I cut out on the soda, but I still love juice, and I gotta get out because it's so much sugar. So I got this BuckedUP little kind of oversized hydrator bottle. And what I'm gonna do with that is I got this drink mix. Now the BuckedUP drink mix, what flavor I got is strawberry kiwi. They had a few other flavors, but I've always been a fan of strawberry kiwi, so we're gonna roll with strawberry kiwi. I think you just take a couple scoops of this, put it in some water, shaky, pause, shake it up, and there you go. So now I got flavored water to drink all day at work. Fit straps. These are a gift for Val. I don't know what the hell these are, but she wanted them, so I said, all right, shoot, I'll add them to the cart. So you see the little emblem for BuckedUP. But yeah, I guess these are help like counterbalance with when you're lifting weight, stuff like that. So Val is heavy on the lifting. So I'm gonna put that to the side. Oops. Next, we got a BuckedUP kind of curved logo t-shirt. Nice little emblem right there. Keep it plain. Nice navy blue. Just like I said, it kind of drapes down low, and it's got this little curved bottom that I love. So definitely, keep it classy whenever, little nighting out or anything like that. Not too much. Then I got what I like to call the staff tee, right? So this is kind of basic black, BuckedUp.com right here. And then what I like about this is you got BuckedUP all throughout on the back side. It's a good feel too, man. It's that nice, like heavy cotton. So it's pretty good. Last but not least, got a little decal. This is what I'm super excited about. So got this for my truck. Little BuckedUP, all red My truck is black, all red, so I'll be slapping this on and, you know, doing some more enhancements to the vehicle. But yeah, that's it for this unboxing, guys. Like I said, I'm super excited, super thankful that my girl has had this opportunity to be a brand ambassador for that company. We've been following them for a while, using their pre-workout and stuff like that. But without further ado, it's back to my Grizzy. So, as always, Glaze Gang, link, like, comment, subscribe. Glazemob Podcast. We are back at it. This is episode 9 of season 1, Friends and Family Edition. And we're going to get to it. As always, start that intro. Catch you in a minute. What's good, YouTube? This your boy Chico Moore. Like I said in the intro, guys, back episode 9 of the Friends and Family. Yeah, I know I've been gone for a little bit. Like I said, I've been trying to do a little stuff different, and then actually, me and Val are going to be making our first couples YouTube channel. So that'll be somewhere down in the description. Chico and Val for sure, and we got some bangers coming. Y'all know my goofy behind. I'm gonna be pranking the mess out of Val left and right. Like, it's gonna be, she gonna be sleeping with one eye open. I'm just gonna say that. But like I said, getting back in, I think we're week 10, week 11 of the football season, and I don't have any fact checks or my iPad with me right now. But I know from just gearing up, it's a toss up in the NFC, and it looks like, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is doing what Patrick Mahomes is going to be doing, you know, since he started his career. The Chiefs, he's starting to get that offense with Juju and Pacheco and Valdez-Scantling. All those boys are starting to come along for him, and then Patty Mahomes is just going to be Patty Mahomes, no matter what you put in front of him. And I know the Bills beat them a couple weeks ago, but we're going to get into the Bills and pretty much what we think is probably going to be that game of the year. But jumping back with the Chiefs, man, I think they're obviously going to be the clear favorite in the AFC. Right now, as we speak, given the fact that the Eagles lost the other day, you got to start looking probably pretty much Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP. He's the front runner right now. I know Tua probably is making a good contention for second, dealing with what he's doing with Miami and getting Patrick Mahomes, his old weapon, and Tyreek Hill. And their offense is so dynamic. I mean, they dismantled my Browns, which I saw that coming, man. I mean, it's waiting for Deshaun Watson to come back. And hopefully if he comes back, then he's going to be the Deshaun that, you know, not only I fell in love with, but, you know, Houston fell in love with, scouting reports fell in love with. So we'll see. That remains to be the case. But, I mean, Tua, man, I mean, they said, I think there's a stat where he's undefeated this season in every game that he's started and finished. So you take that with that dynamic offense. They got Jeff Wilson, who is running crazy right now. Mostert is still in the back. They got a good enough defense that they can make plays when plays need to be made, right? And then you got obviously the track star and freaking Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So with Tua's accuracy, I think he's leading the league right now in QBR. That team is definitely going to be someone to look out for, especially come playoff time. But surprisingly, in that division, man, with the Bills and the Jets, right? So let's first with the Bills. They lose to the Jets. Don't know how, but they lose to the Jets. Play the Vikings. In that game, it was so funny. Coming down to the wire, when Kirk Cousins couldn't get that quarterback sneak into the end zone, my boy Justin is a Vikings fan, and I call him. I'm sitting with Val. Call him up, and I'm like, bro, I guarantee you, bro, watch Josh Allen get sacked in the end zone, and then it's a safety, and then they give Vikings, obviously, another crack at trying to win the game. And he was like, man, I know, bro. I said, watch this. And we're watching it as it's happening live. And this fool, not did he not get a safety, but this fool fumbled. And Vikings recover, touchdown. And I'm like, what? So then, as he's saying, he said, I don't know, man. Like, Josh Allen, I think they left him too much time because he'll go down there and get in field goal range. And Tyler Bass, kick the field goal to send it into overtime. And that is exactly what happened. Let that fool go down there. Boom, boom, boom. Hits Gabe Davis, which New York, I don't know how you don't stop play to review. In that situation, I don't know how you don't stop play and review that catch that was not a catch. Clearly, no debate. Clearly, the ball was dropped. It bobbled out of his arms, hit the ground, bobbled all up and down, bounced like a basketball, right? So I don't know how, in that sense, game of the week, you're not watching to say, hey, stop play. Let's review this pass. What? So then, obviously, they can't convert. And then Patrick Patterson picks him off. Another red zone interception for Josh Allen. And somehow, some way, he's going to have to stop thinking that he can just squeeze these footballs into these tight windows and tight spaces. Like, especially, you can't, if you play football as a quarterback in the red zone trying to score, you can't double cock your throwing arm because that immediately lets that defensive back, cornerback, whoever, linebacker, whatever, know if you're double cocking in his direction, he's knowing that you're trying to either throw your receiver open, and so his antennas are starting to go up, right? He's like, okay, he's looking my direction. He's about to throw this ball, and Patterson undercuts. I think it was going to Dawson Knox maybe, but undercuts, boom, pick, game over. But we're not going to jump off that game without obviously talking about Justin Jefferson, who I'm so glad that I have him in my fantasy league. I missed the opening draft, and I was auto-drafted. And I knew beforehand that I wanted to pick Justin Jefferson. Last year, I usually go not running back. I usually go wide receiver. If I'm not the first three people to pick, I'm usually going receiver. So last year, I lucked out. I was able to get Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs. This year, lucked out, and I was able to get Justin Jefferson and actually I went running back with Nick Chubb. But I knew I wanted Justin Jefferson, and that pick obviously is panning out. He is by far, bar none, the best receiver in football, playing with I guess you can call Kirk Evans maybe above average. He's kind of on that fringe between top 12 and 15 receivers. But without a doubt, Justin Jefferson is definitely the best receiver in football. In that catch, I know they was talking about, is it better than Odell Beckham's catch? I think in totality, given the circumstance, with it being a basically go home or go hard play, right? So given the circumstance, he's got it on that. Difficulty, I can kind of see it being both ways because Odell's catch, he damn near pretty much had 3 to 4 fingers on the ball, not a full grip. Falling back, having to extend, and then able to have, I don't know if it was the awareness, but let's just call it awareness to, kind of get his lower body momentum enough to kind of leap backwards, I guess, into the end zone, right? All in all, having a defensive pass interference, that was for sure, a decline for the touchdown. In Justin Jefferson's case, his with how difficult it was not just the fact of he kind of is just putting his hand where the ball is landing and trying to yank it down, but I think it's more on the rollover, having the awareness to try to clutch that with his palm to forearm to keep that ball from not touching the ground, because it could have been a catch. It was a catch in the air, but there was no question that ball didn't even touch pay dirt when him and Sims was on the ground. So I think the level of difficulty is kind of equal. But also, I think Justin gets him because of the totality of everything that happened up until that point. Everything that happened up until that point was they could not hold this guy. Cannot hold him even up until that point. Odell's, when they had his catch happen, he wasn't Odell Beckham that we know and love, right? He was kind of it was a splash, right? He gets this ball kind of like it reminds you of Christian Watson the other day, this past weekend with the Packers. Kind of isn't known, and then he makes this splash out game, and then now everybody is running to the waiver wires on fantasy trying to pick this dude up. So I think in that regards, that's why I personally would give Justin Jefferson the better of the two. But yeah, man, the Vikings, they're looking good. They got a run. They got a running back, Dalvin Cook, that they can press. They can switch him out with Madison. With them, I kind of put the Vikings kind of in the same route with the 49ers. It's like you want to believe them and you want to put them as so much great, but then you look at Kirk Cousins and you look at Jimmy Garoppolo. You look at all the weapons that the 49ers have in adding Christian McCaffrey already to a Deebo Samuel, scat bag where he is a running back, wide receiver, this and that, with Brandon Ayuk, with Elijah Mitchell, with the defense that they have in, the Bosa. So when you put all of that together, they got a great offensive line led by Trent Williams. But then you want to put them, but then it's Jimmy G, right? How far can Jimmy G take this team, right? We don't want to be just playoffs. We have more aspirations to playoffs. Is Jimmy G still in just a playoff guy where he can get you to the playoff, but then how many big games can he win once he's in the playoffs? And same like Kirk Cousins, right? All these weapons. And you want to believe that that's the team, but, it seems to be said, and the jury's still out with Kirk. Eagles, right? No more undefeated. Lost to the Commanders. Not gonna lie, I didn't watch that game in full. I was busy at work, but did some highlights and this and that. And the Eagles, man, it's their defense was playing kind of like the Cowboys, right? Just playing so good that eventually when the defense is not showing up, your offense, if it's taking too long to get started, then it's almost like you run out of time, right? And I think that's what happened with the Eagles, man. You just run out of time. And now I feel like they can kind of play a little bit more freely, because when you're an undefeated team, I think players start to get in their own head of, man, do I want to be the cause of why we're not potentially going for greatness in an undefeated season? Do I want to be a cause? So you start overthinking and this and that, body get tight, you start dropping passes that you normally don't. And the more and more you're starting to get to that goal, whether it was 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, the more and more you start to, those things creep in your head. Now, what they cannot have happen like the Steelers of the past, right? Where they go, I think they started 11-0, 10-0, something like that. And then they rally off 5 straight L's, right? Eagles, keep y'all head above water. Do not allow that to happen to y'all, please. We're sticking in the division with the NFC East. Cowboys, right? Y'all know how much I freaking hate the Cowboys. Y'all know this. They're having a rough time because, and I talked about this, I'm pretty sure, in a couple episodes when we first did the analysis of the Cowboys. The defense eventually is going to come back to reality, and then your offense is going to have to hold up on the defense, same like the defense was just holding up on the offense. Micah is getting not figured out because he's just such a dynamic player, but they're doing schemes around him to where, Dan Quinn, you have to be able to adapt to your opponent's adapts of you, right? So you found out with the Eagles, run at him, right? Get Micah to where, you give him an option to whether dive deeper towards the quarterback or hit the flat where the running back is. He's doing a wheel route, if he's doing any type of screen or anything like that. Pick up the blitz. So they're looking at these teams and teams that run on them. You saw with the Packers where the Packers got down. Like Dallas was up, they're up 2 touchdowns, 14 points. But that's where they thrive on because they want to get up. They want to get up quick in a hurry. So they force you to pass, and then that falls right into the defense's hand where Trayvon can gamble a little bit with your throws. Micah is eating up. He's eating up when he's the best pass rusher in football, right? So when you fall into their trap, that's when they got you. And then, unfortunately, Zeke wasn't playing, but then here comes Zeke, gunning it out, making these long drives, 3rd and 2. Zeke pushes the ball. 3rd and 1, Dak might scramble or something like that. But the Packers, credit to them, they said, no, we're going to stay true. We're going to switch it up because that's what you guys are expecting because we have Aaron Rodgers. We're going to run this ball. We're going to run and we're going to pound and we're going to soften up that defense because you guys are expecting the pass. Now we're running it down your throat. Pause. So, and you can kind of tell the frustration at the end of the game where I think it had to be either 3rd and 1, something like that. And, they call for a little pass and Aaron Rodgers is looking at Matt LaFleur like, run the damn ball. What are you doing? Run the damn ball. And that's showing the adaptation that they had to do going into that game. So Cowboys, man, you got to look at you guys' schedule, and that run defense has got to get better. It's got to get better because you got some people that, especially if you have playoff aspirations, you have a team like San Francisco who's physical as hell in the run game, whether they're trying to run with Christian McCaffrey and Debo and Elijah Mitchell. You have people like the Vikings, right, with Dalvin Cook and Madison, who they played this Sunday. You have the Eagles, who they're going to have to play again with that running game that they do with Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders. You have a team like the Giants we all know they have Saquon Barkley. So these teams are garnered toward running the football. So Dallas, you better fix that run defense because it's you guys was driving the bus for a while, and now you got to think, depending on Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Vikings, Eagles, Giants, it's only going to be, 5 teams in the NFC that get in. So maybe 6, I can't remember. But you got to think, it's not, just a stroll in. You guys got to play some games coming down this road. And a lot of them are going to be away. Now, we also, and we've seen this from time to time, we've got these great fantasy players that put up points but not wins, and it's kind of a future kind of prediction on how they're going to be because they usually turn out to be really good. They just have to get a team around them, and I'm talking about none other than Justin Fields. So you guys all know that Val's people are big Bears fans, and we saw what happened to what the Cowboys did to them a couple weeks ago. But I've always said that Justin Fields, he's so young that they just have to put a comparable team around him, right? I don't think it's so much an indictment on his passer rate and his QBR because he can throw. He's not that guy that you look at and be like, this guy, he's not Lamar when Lamar first came into the league where they were saying, hey, can he throw the ball? Is he a good passer? This and all he wants to do is run. No, Justin Fields can throw. He can throw. He can ball. It's just with Justin Fields that when his offensive line is breaking down or whatever, he's just going to scramble out the pocket. But the difference is he's able to get away from most defenders to where he can bust out these 40, 50-yard runs at any given moment. And then you look up and he's like, man, Justin Fields got, 7 carries, 8 carries for $120 on top of, having, 20 passing attempts for, $150. And so he's generating, 200 yards plus offense from his legs and his arms. I think what they're just needing is you're going to have to eventually put a team around, whether it's through the draft, whether it's through trades, which they saw, they picked up Claypool. Because you're starting to see them getting rid of Roquan Smith really solidified. Okay, maybe they're moving more into getting more offensive weapons around Justin Fields so they can start hanging in because they're averaging 30 points. They're putting up points. Now, granted, it's not coming in wins, but I think that's predicated on, one, they're just such a young team. So with young teams, they're going to lose close games because they have to be battle tested, right? They got to start winning those close games. But I think with Justin Fields, he's going to continue to put up these massive, massive stats without wins. But next year, the Bears now they got the Vikings to worry about in that division because I think Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers is still that guy. And for some odd reason, he still claims to own Chicago. But him owning Chicago, those days are coming to an end really quick because Justin Fields, and when that offense is going to be reloaded with the pieces that he needs to succeed, then it's going to be a problem. Remember, guys, Josh Allen was not Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs. You got people like Justin Herbert, who has Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. You had Patrick Mahomes with a guy like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. So get some pieces around this kid, and then let's see what he can do. Tampa Bay, you guys played in London, Seahawks, Seattle. Good game to get Brady back over 500 finally. I know he's dealing with some personal problems that he's having to deal with. And, you know, I think that was a distraction early on, but I think now that stuff is kind of like finalizing with his head, that he's starting to focus more on his craft. And it wasn't just Brady being Brady. A lot of it had to do with injuries with Julio, and Leonard Fournette has not been the same. But they struck gold with the Rachaad White kid. Rachaad White was definitely balling his behind off in that running game. And what that does is, you know, it opens up his Brady's bread and butter with play action pass, short slant routes, short bubble screen routes. So that played right into Brady's palms. So we're gonna see. It looks like they're gonna win the division. New Orleans and Atlanta and Carolina, man, it's kind of they're just jumbled in the same pot. But yeah, man, it's been I can say it's been a very, very exciting football season. We've had some great down to the wire games. It hasn't been too many blowouts, and I think that's credit to just the talent around all these teams are just starting to get closer and closer. You used to have teams for the longest, like whether it was Jacksonville, whether it was the Jets, whether it was all, you know, these teams that was looked at for so long as, hey, you know that whoever they're playing is going to destroy them. I'm not even paying attention to that team. But it's really showing the NFL really isn't any given Sunday sport. Because at any given time, you can have, like, the Jets beating the Bills, right? Like, some stuff that's like, wait, what just happened, right? The Colts with Jeff Saturday, don't know how, but hey, Jeff, great first win, buddy. But the Colts beating a team like the Raiders, which Derek Carr, y'all got to get that together. I don't know what's going on with you, Devontae, Josh Jacobs. Darren Waller, for some reason, says nobody can guard him, but pretty much the only person that can guard you is a hospital bed because you always are freaking injured. So I don't know what's going on. Josh McDaniel, fix it if you can. I don't know. The Raiders, they're already like looking into next season. So unfortunately, the Devontae Adams plan for the first year at least did plan out. He's got to stop learning how to force feed this man the ball. Chill out. You got other people that are getting open. Look for Hunter Renfrow. Look for somebody like Foster Moreau. Look for Josh Jacobs in the flat. You ain't got to always force it to Devontae, my guy. You're good. But yeah, man, like I said, first week, middle week, it's definitely been great. I'm looking forward to the second half of football season, where these games get a little bit more interesting with playoff aspirations and seeding coming through. We'll see who wants to not, oh man, I don't want to play the Chiefs at Kansas City, but I'd rather play, a team like Miami, which I wouldn't take either one of those. But it's going to be interesting, so I'm very looking forward to it. But like I said, guys, good to be back. Great to be back. Next week, final episode for the Glazemob podcast. Told you we're doing a 10-piece for the first season of the Friends and Family. It's gonna be a couple special guests, and we're gonna have some good times. Some good memories are gonna get brought up again because these guys have been a part of my life for quite some time now. But yeah. Like I said, look out for me and Val's new YouTube channel, trying to get that blasted out into the stratosphere. Like I said, we've been building content. We got some content in the backlog that we're gonna push out really, really soon. But other than that, guys, I'm so thankful for the support. I'm just glad to be back with you guys, and hopefully we can share some more experiences. And we're going to just keep running it up. like I said, man, always appreciate y'all support. I love y'all Glaze gang. And like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it. We out.